Because the question is will Israel, we know the Bible says Israel is going to build a temple. When that happens, we don't know the details. But again, the red heifer ceremony is kind of a precursor to that. But what we're seeing is a shift as well in the opinion of Islam. And what I mean by Islam is primarily Sunni Islam. For people that might not know, if you look at Mecca and Medina and Saudi Arabia, that's really the foundation of Islam altogether, but it is the foundation as well, the headquarters of Sunni Islam. When you go to the other group, Shia, the Shia or the Shiites, they are primarily Iraq, Iran, Hezbollah, some in Syria, as well as Hamas. But the question is, well, what does Saudi Arabia think about the Jews? Well, we've seen that shift lately. And we can go back to the Abrahamic Accords, going back to September of 2020, where based on the first Trump administration, the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, and then later in October, Sudan agreed to normalize relations with Israel. Even in December of that year, he had Israel and Morocco begin to normalizing things. And so the question was, will Saudi Arabia be next in joining the Abrahamic Accords? Well, I want to read a quote and get your thoughts on this, Gary, because just in the last couple of days, we know that the prince, Mohammed bin Salman, he's often called MBS for short. He's a younger guy, probably 40. He's very into modernization, and so he's the next king. Okay, he's prince. He's going to be king. But out of Saudi Arabia, we read this: Saudi Arabia has banned all public displays of support for Palestine. Quote, this is what he says: "The Palestinian cause is not my cause. I only care about my country and the people of my country. We will not waste time with radicalism. We will modernize rapidly." And of course, we know that they're building this huge city in the desert out there.
Unimaginably huge.
Yeah, 500 billion, 175 kilometers. It's amazing.
It's supposed to be the glory of the whole earth. Mm-hmm. It is, if you will, the Arab dream.
It's the Arab dream. And so, I mean, let's get your thoughts, Gary, on this. I mean, the fact that MBS here is saying we don't care about the Palestinian cause anymore. We're not going to support radicalism. That's a big shift. I mean, you've been watching this for a while. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, my thoughts are that Saudi Arabia has long allied itself with Europe and with the West. And in terms of technology,
oil, for sure,
development, backed by oil, because they're a major oil source, has taken them in an entirely different direction. As Sunni Muslims, they think of themselves as more rational people, more calm, cool, and collected than the Shiite Muslims, which I think is true.
It's true, yeah, especially now.
And so they, I think, would be willing to strike a bargain with the West. And I think we see the maneuvering for that right now.
Yeah, this is we got to remember that this is so huge because even as recently as 6 months ago or whatever, we know that roughly around the summer of 23, okay, so a little less than 2 years ago, there was a lot of momentum that Israel was going to be normalizing relations with Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
And again, possibly joining the Abrahamic Accords. And that was well known. And so Hamas used that as one of their pretexts to attack Israel because they knew Israel had to respond, which always when Israel responds, the Palestinians, or Hamas in this case, will get sympathy from the Arab world. Well, I think they overplayed their hand because they didn't realize that Israel would respond in the exact way. And then once all the publicity came out about the barbarity of the Hamas, murdering babies and putting them in ovens and women and everything else, that backfired on them because this is why he made the comment that they will not support radicalism or waste time with it so they overplayed their hand. And now since then, there was a little bit of time about 12 months. Of course, what Hamas said was true. And Saudi Arabia came out. They were talking about Israel's war with Hamas, and they were speaking out against Israel, Saudi Arabia. That's over now.
Yeah, certainly is.
It's over. So the fact that he just made this comment in the last few days, it brings up the other thing too is Saudi Arabia has offered to take over administration of the Temple Mount from Jordan, the Waqf, the WAQF, which was given to them in 1967. So if Saudi Arabia comes in and is able to normalize with Israel, they don't care about the Palestinian cause based on that quote, and they come to potentially control the Temple Mount, why are they going to care if a temple is built there, a Jewish temple? These are the things that are, again, when we talk about prophetic convergences, it's pretty amazing.